What is up, people? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Rahul Saigal, the founder of Gamer2Maker, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about the most beginner-friendly genres to start with as a game developer. Now, a lot of people want to get started with game development. They want to build their own games. They download Unity, Unreal, they watch some videos, and they want to jump straight into game development, but they don't know which is the best genre to start off. Should you start with an open world MMORPG, or should you do a Flappy Bird clone? That is a question of something in between, right? So in this video, I'm going to be talking about what genre is best for you. Now, this comes from experience because I have an entire course where I have hundreds of students actually working on games, and they build games from scratch in teams, and they have a very good success rate of finishing these games and putting them out there. So what I'm going to be telling you is on the basis of this experience of my own student building their own games. So let's go. So before we get started, do check out gamer2maker.in or .com. The link is in the description of the video. We are India's #1 game development school, 100% online. Let's go. All right, so one of the most beginner friendly genres to actually get started is puzzle games. Now, the first up, if I were 5 years ago telling you this, firstly, I would have suggested going for a retro arcade or puzzle. These days, the likes of Unity and Unreal Engine, it's just as easy to create a first-person shooter using assets, supplies, or purchased. Still, I recommend a beginner to create a puzzle game. But why? Now, think of games where you solve challenges to progress. These games test your brain power and often have you matching or aligning or fitting pieces together. And puzzle games have been around for centuries, from ancient board games to modern digital versions. They are simple yet mentally stimulating. For a beginner developer, they require fewer assets, making them a great starting point to understand game mechanics. Prime examples of this genre are Tetris and modern hits like Candy Crush. Next up, platformers. Now imagine guiding a character through a series of raised platforms, jumping over obstacles, and avoiding enemies. Yes, these types of games are called platformers, where you control your character through a series of platforms, avoiding obstacles and enemies. They often involve jumping, running, and sometimes even flying. They started in the arcade era with games like Donkey Kong, Super Mario Bros., Sonic the Hedgehog, and have evolved over the years. I recommend it to a newbie because they are fun and they teach basic game physics. As a developer, you learn about character controls and designing engaging levels. Next up, number 3, endless runners. These games have your character running non-stop. You'll dodge obstacles, collect items, and try to go as far as possible. Born in the mobile gaming era, they became popular due to their simple controls and addictive nature. These types of games offer a chance to learn about object spawning and scoring systems. Now, don't tell me that you haven't heard about Temple Run or Flappy Bird or Subway Surfers. Now, these are prime examples of endless runner genres. Next up, and this is one of my favorites, is top-down shooters. Now, these are action-packed games where you view the action from above. Your goal is to shoot enemies and navigate through mazes or arenas. They have roots in early arcade games and have since grown in complexity. And for beginners, they introduce you to AI behavior, collision detection, and designing exciting combat scenarios. For example, modern classics such as Enter the Gungeon and Hotline Miami. Number 5 are visual novels. Okay, now think of an interactive book, and that's exactly what these games do. They use text-based stories, and your choices can lead to different outcomes. These types of games are popularized in Japan. They've gained global popularity due to their engaging narratives. They are perfect for those who love storytelling. You're going to dive deep into character development without needing complex gameplay mechanics. Engaging tales like Doki Doki Literature Club and Steins Gate are good examples from this genre. Next up, tower defense. This is a really good one. In a nutshell, tower defense games are strategy games where you place defensive towers to stop waves of enemies. They began as custom maps in other games and quickly became a beloved genre of their own. They are strategic and fun, and my favorite. As a developer, you learn about pathfinding algorithms and game balancing. Plants vs. Zombies and Clash of Clans are good examples of this genre. Next up, one-tap games. These are games that require just a single tap or click to play. The gameplay involves around timing, rhythm, or quick decision making based on a single action. And with the rise of mobile gaming, one tap games became incredibly popular due to the simplicity and the ease of playing them on the go. They are the epitome of simplicity in game design. For beginners, they offer a chance to focus on refining a single mechanic to perfection, making them highly addictive and replayable. Games like Helix Jump, Crossy Road, and Piano Tiles are a good example of one tap game genres. Okay, so once again, remember that these are the basic genres for people who have not made game before. Once again, I remind people it's always better to make games in a team rather than do them yourself, because remember, in the real world, in the game industry, games are actually made in teams and not made by individuals. So if you can find a friend or find someone online to actually help you to build a game in a team, that will be much more valuable. You'll have a more complex game. You will have a game which will be more acceptable to game developers. You will have a game which will be much more acceptable to game studios, because they want to see proof that you've actually worked in a team. However, if you can't do that, worst come worst, you can make this game on your own. And these genres that I have told you about can actually be done in a small team or by yourself. But remember, don't stretch it out too long. Finish the game within 3 to 6 months, and if necessary, download the assets. And don't expect to make money from it. Just put the game out there. You can even upload it to the Play Store or itch.io and get some feedback on the game, and don't expect to make money from it. Expect a learning outcome and not a commercial outcome from these games, and just carry on. And once again, if you're interested in making games for a living, getting a job in the game industry, getting my mentorship, check out gametomeka.in. It's in the description of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you soon. Let's go.